Welcome to NBA Weekly with your host, DTLF.
What's up, guys? It's your boy DTLF back with another episode of NBA Weekly. We are live, and this video is brought to you guys by my brand new sponsorship, Underdogs. If you guys haven't tapped in with the best daily sports fantasy app or one of the two, definitely tap in, man. Underdog Sports. I'm telling y'all, promo code DTLF gets you guys a free entry and a deposit match up to $1,000 for 50% of your deposit. So definitely tap in with that. Also, this video is also brought to you guys by my second sponsorship, which is Prize Picks. You guys know, same deal, same code, all that good stuff. We got a lot to talk about today, guys. We're going to start with the Lakers. Also going to do an Underdogs entry by the end of this video. And all the way from the beautiful city of Carson, California, my good friend Quincy, my brother from another man, sent me another package. He's been spoiling me year-round, hamstring, everybody, man. You guys always spoil me. So I will open that towards the end of the video. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. But how you guys doing today? Good to see you, Kimiko. The greatest moderator of all time is here. Die Hard. Good to see you, brother. Team Haters says, what's up, Dan? Make us feel better. I will do my best, but I always got to keep it honest with you guys. And we got a huge game coming up on Wednesday. And matter of fact, I hate to bring this up, but we got to relive what went wrong, guys. What went wrong? Because I thought LeBron James was spectacular down the stretch of the game, especially with his defense. Yes, he didn't score much in the fourth quarter, but look at this immaculate defense. Look at this. Just that block right there. That block by James was iconic. I thought it was going to lead to a W. The steals there on Nas Reed. You can see him here shading Jaden McDaniels and boom, ripping him from the waist down. Like, we really did everything to win this game, and we just came up short. And that leads to the question, were the Lakers just not clutch enough? Or was it poor coaching? Well, I'll say this. I'm sticking with my guns, and I'm going to say we just weren't clutch enough, man. And this team here, that has to do with the coaching. You didn't put us in the best positions to succeed. Guys were tired down the stretch of games, hence the lack of scoring from both Luca and LeBron. Even Luca missed a layup within the final couple minutes of the game. It was a complete and utter atrocity, guys, and I hope it doesn't repeat itself because, this gave me bad memories of that Nugget series, how we were leading in every fourth quarter, and bam, we lost that series. We got swept once, and then gentlemen swept the other time. Not going to get too much into what we have to do because I'm going to say that for pregame tomorrow, but I will say I still believe the Lakers can win on tomorrow, on Wednesday, and I will be wearing that Lakers a lucky jacket. You guys have been requesting it, and it is making a full comeback, baby. So let's do it, man. Lucky jacket coming out. Hasn't come out in a couple of years. At least since last year, or the year before that. And it's making its triumphant return because we need to win this, man. I need us to play with some damn pride. All right. But again, we want to save that for topic conversation for tomorrow. Still gonna be talking about the Lakers. We talk about what coulda, shoulda, and woulda happened. But I'll tell you what didn't happen. Substitutions didn't happen. What's up, man? Good to see you, Laker fam unit. Good to see you, bro. Peruvian guy says fire. JJ, it's too early for that. We got to let the rookie coach make his mistakes. Hopefully they won't happen anymore moving forward. But I want to see some heart tomorrow. That's what I do want to see. Yeah, 7 minutes for Vando and Goodwin cannot happen. But it shows he doesn't trust the role players. You need to be able to trust your role players in order to win these ball games. David, appreciate you, man. How you doing, brother? Let's see. Rome says, Dan, what's your thoughts 48 hours after the game? Still extremely disappointed. I feel like JJ lost us the last two games, really, with his lack of decisions or decision making. I feel like if JJ had subbed out Luca when he was sick and put in Vando or somebody else who was scrappy when we were tied with 4 minutes in the game 3, we would have won that. We would have figured out a way to win it. And I also feel like the last game with no substitutions, you completely set us up for failure. First coach in NBA history to do that in the playoffs is leave a team the entire second half. And what makes even less sense is the fact that he did that knowing that your main star players, one of them is coming off of a sickness and the other one is 40 years old. And to me, I still don't understand why he won't play Vando, because to me, Vando is an X factor and defense is key, right? But there's just so much to talk about. We're talking about some other series. I also want to get into the rumor mill. I know it's not the off season yet, and I don't know if you guys seen this or not. I don't know if you guys seen this or not, ladies and gentlemen, but Bam Adebayo says this after getting swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers. That right there just already got my eyebrow raising. A lot of changes this summer. What does he know that we don't? Hold up. Did he really just say the guy with the silver hair? He's talking about Pat Riley. He's talking about the Godfather. He's talking about that mobster of the NBA. Oh, you guys can't hear it? Give me a second. Let me see here. I wonder why. Let me see. Hold up. Or maybe this way. Let me know if you guys can hear it now, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play it again. Is it a volume issue or you can't hear nothing he says? Did you guys hear that or no? It might be a malfunction. Okay. So basically what he said, there's going to be a lot of changes this summer. Okay. He mentions that there's going to be tons of changes in the summer, and that he says, just from my point of view, understanding how the guy with the silver hair, Pat Riley, works, just be prepared for that. That is insane, y'all. That to me sounds like he's on his way out. And let me tell you guys something. If we get Bam Adebayo to pair up with Luca and LeBron, it's got to be a championship. Ain't no way. I mean, Bam, can you imagine Bam in this series instead of Austin? Now, I love Austin. Don't get me wrong, but I think he would have to be required to make this deal. And I don't want to talk off-season moves yet because we're still in this. But how would you guys feel about a potential Austin for Bam swap? I want to know, because Bam still has 3 years left in his contract. Okay, he has 3 years left in his contract, worth $165 million. That's on average $55 million a year. All right, this is a guy that I believe can be really special alongside of Luca, a rim roller. Somebody who can protect the rim, space the floor, and rebound. I mean, very few players I would actually trade Austin for, but I think this might be one of them. Much as I want to hold on to Austin, I feel like him and Luca kind of offset what each other do. That's why I wanted to bring Austin off the bench earlier in the year. And, my fear has happened in the playoff series. Austin has kind of become irrelevant because Luca's holding the ball a lot and we're not staggering their minutes. I would have much preferred for Austin to come off the bench. I said it when the trade happened, and I'll say it again. But Bam, again, this is very freaking interesting. I don't know if it's a true realistic possibility. But one thing I do know is that if it is, we might have to jump on that, especially if we end up losing in the first round of the playoffs. We might need something drastic. Yeah. So, I want to know. He said Bam is a paint scorer. He's good in the paint and good for defense, and a rebounder and a rim roller. He can also shoot the three a little bit. Not necessarily making a career out of it, but he's decent, man. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. I think we all agree that there's very few people that we would just give away Austin for, but Bam Adebayo might have to be the exception. What would a package look like? It would look like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura with maybe, I don't know, some fillers. Maybe we could throw in Gabe Vincent, something like that around the, maybe they want Dalton instead of somebody else. I don't know. But I'm not going to get too much into offseason stuff. I just thought I'd bring that to your attention because I think this man Bam would bring us exactly what the doctors ordered, right? We've been looking for a big man for years. Instead of getting a big man, we lost an elite big man in AD for the right cost, obviously. But man, it just, I don't know. It's pretty insane. My guy said he makes $37 million next year. We kind of have to include Austin, to be honest. That's what I'm saying. But my point is, I know I'm a realistic Laker fan. I know a trade like this they would want Austin as their primary piece. I would do it only because I feel like, as much as I love Austin, I'm not sure if him and Luca can coexist in the same backcourt with all that lack of defense. It will have to bring more balance to our bench, right? And I think Bam would bring that balance to our bench. Bam as a starting center with Luca, with LeBron. And then I would go and pivot and try to get a combo guard, scoring guard like Malik Monk to come off the bench, right? To play the role that I wanted Austin to play. So that's just a little small thing I wanted to throw out there. But I still love Austin. I don't want to trade him just to trade him. I know he's having a bad series overall. I wouldn't even say bad. He's not as bad as D'Lo, who was putting up 3, 4, 5 points in the playoffs. But he is shaken. And he's not playing with the same confidence he was in the regular season. I think that's going to bring up a lot of topics of conversation realistically this offseason, for sure. But just something I wanted to kind of gloss over a little bit. Again, I still feel like the Lakers should be up 3-1 if the coaching was better. Like, there's no way in hell that would. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell that with all this phenomenal defense that was played, right, late in the stretch of this game, we lost the game. It bothers me to a core. The lack of coaching, the lack of substitutions. I feel like we ran out of gas. Look at this. We were up by 2 with under a minute to go with the ball. You know? Look at that block right there by LeBron was insane. But again, LeBron has, he exerted himself defensively. He had 3 blocks, 3 steals, and most of them came in the clutch. And it just wasn't enough. So we have to start giving Minnesota credit. I told you guys that was the one team I didn't want to face, and it was for that reason. They're a very tough team. None of us should be surprised at what Minnesota has done. I'm more surprised that our bench has not reacted in the fact that they completely lost their confidence, and JJ has compounded that by not plugging in different pieces, at least giving Dalton a shot. I mean, you're losing games anyways. Why not? The better coaches in this league are the most creative, Let's see. Hayes got more fouls than points. Hayes is not even going to earn himself a new NBA contract at this rate. If they do, it's going to be really cheap. Also, Luca getting tripped is BS. That's why the league sucks. Look, let me tell you something. You beat me to the punch, but I wanted to talk about that play because that play was a momentum shifter, right? And I'm glad you brought it up because it leads me to my next segue. And that is the fact that the NBA admitted that Luca Doncic was tripped by Jaden McDaniels with 23 seconds left in Game 4, right? And now here's why I don't agree. They said it was the only bad call they had. They had plenty of bad calls. But here's the play in question. And the thing is, right, in games like these, you cannot miss calls like these. You cannot. I repeat, games like these, you cannot miss calls like these because it's going to cost you. Yes, you might say it's inadvertent. If the guy's in the way and you trip on him, it's a foul. He's not supposed to be in your way. You're supposed to have space to be able to move. He put his foot there, trips Luca right there. Boom. He's in his space. Then he pulls it back. Clearly, guilty, clearly. And this was a huge call in which, again, not making excuses, but that's one of the main reasons we lose games like these. The poor calls, the poor officiating. I think NBA fans should be sick and tired. Sick and tired of this, man. Sick and tired. And I'm gonna answer your question right here. You said, why haven't the Lakers took the fine complaining about the refs? Why didn't we send the video to the league offices again? We need to do everything to win. I don't know. Dan, have you seen a couple of weirdo haters in your comments? Yeah, I mean, it happens, bro. I'm not too concerned. Here's the thing about cowards, right? They only show up when something is happening in their favor. I always show up. I'm a real man. I'm going to show up whether my team loses or wins, whether I'm frustrated or not. I always show my face too. Most of these people, they have profile pictures that don't even show their face. They're too cowardly. So, of course, what I do is I just ignore them. Little do they know they're muted. I can't even really see them because I choose not to. It's a waste of time. But, yeah, bro, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'll tell you, when you're reaching greatness or you're leveling up, I just got the 26K, by the way. Congratulations to all you guys. This is our channel, is our platform. You guys have made it what it was. But I've leveled up, man, like Goku. And I can't see the haters anymore, figuratively and literally. And I have an amazing moderator here that does a great job of blocking the same idiotic haters here on this channel. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when you got haters. And look, you get a lot more blessings than you do haters. Look at this. My brother sent me what I presume is a jersey. Feels like another jersey, as a gift. And the blessings are a dime a dozen, man. I've been blessed. So, the haters aren't going to do anything. But yeah, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. That means they're trying to distract me or veer me off my path because they can't stand to see your boy winning. Thank you for pointing that out, DP Music. Yes, losers are going to lose. Are you watching any of the games tonight on playback? The Knicks game or the Bucks, I will be streaming some of those games, and I will be watching one game with you guys because I do have family over, and I have to go do an oil change to my car after this video. So I will cover as much as I can during the playoffs. But like I said, you guys be there with the wonderful community. You'll get a chance at a VIP pass. We got about 50 of them right now. They tripled for the playoffs, and so you guys get to watch for absolutely free. All you got to do is tap in early. So yeah, we'll be streaming the Knicks game, and this is why I did NBA Weekly early today. And I also will be streaming the later on game. I think Clippers versus Nuggets play, right? So yeah, that'll be a good one for sure. Thank you for asking, brother. Thank you for asking. He said, I wanted to change my oil and filter too, thinking tomorrow. Don't procrastinate, my boy. I've been procrastinating. My brother came all the way down from LA to help me out, man. So shout out to him as always. All right. Switching the topic here, guys. NBA looking to improve. Yes, they are. I'm excited about the possibility of replacing the current All-Star game format with an international competition, says Magic Johnson. The NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and Byron, I don't even know how to say his name, the NBA president of the league operations, acknowledged that the league is having discussions with the NBA Players Association and broadcasting partner NBC over replacing the All-Star Game's current format with an international competition next season. Now, this is why they're doing it, and it's actually really intelligent. Really intelligent. I still like my theory better of, West versus East. Winner gets home court advantage in the finals. But the reason they're doing it this way, because I think they've noticed the level of pride that Team USA plays with when they play for the Olympics. And they try to duplicate that for the All-Star game. They want to give the fans what we want. We want the best players against the best players in the world going at it at 100 miles an hour. We don't want to hear none of this. I don't want to chip my fingernails. None of that stuff, So I'm happy the commissioner is trying to do things, but this is a shame on this modern NBA. All right, in our era of our favorite players, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, T-Mac, our favorite players in that era, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, you never needed to incentivize these players other than the fact that they were thankful to make it to the All-Star game. They wanted to showcase why they made it there. So it is a shame, and I say shame on the Currys of the world, shame on all these little softies. Modern day stuff. They just want to jack up threes like it's a three-point shootout. Want to pull up from half court, not play defense. You guys are having the commissioner jump through hoops just to make it competitive. So shame on all of them. And yes, there's going to be changes, whether they like it or not. I heard Draymond pouting and crying about it last year. Well, guess what, Draymond? You have no say in it because you're probably not going to be an All-Star anyways, right? So just it sucks. And it's embarrassing that we got to switch up the All-Star game this much, but you got to do what you got to do. And I commend the commissioner for at least trying to make it competitive. Let's see what happens. Maybe they play with some international pride. All right. Next topic. Draymond Green out here getting away with murder, y'all. That's why nobody likes the Warriors outside of Warrior fans. This is why nobody likes the Warriors outside of Warrior fans. Did you guys see what the hell happened last night? Were you guys with me on the hate watch yesterday? Rockets versus the Golden State referees. Draymond Green gets a technical early. And then this happens. He doesn't get ejected. He doesn't get a technical. Instead, they switch it to a flagrant in order to avoid the tech. They had a little 30-minute huddle in the middle of the court. I'm being sarcastic, not 30 minutes. But they had a little huddle on how they could save Draymond's day. And as a result, the Warriors end up winning. They got momentum out of being able to get away with dirtiness. And they won the game. The lack of good officiating has costed a lot of teams a lot of games, including my Lakers. And something has to be done about this officiating because, look, this guy right here, masked in LA, is completely right. He says only MF in the league who can do this while already having a tech and stay in the game. Exactly. And that should bother everybody, except for Warrior fans. They love this shit. They love to cheat their way to victory. That's fine. But everybody else, all 29 other fan bases, this should bother you that this little special guy gets special treatment. And it is truly repulsive and disgusting and just sickening, man. And we got to do something about it. Ruben guy says, get rid of conferences. 1-16 will be better. Miami had no business being in the playoffs. They got crushed. I agree, fam. 1-16 would definitely be better. Get rid of conferences. 110% agree with you, man. And yeah, let's do that because it makes sense. Hey, we got a super duper chat. Let's go.
You don't know the power of the super chat. grateful the Empire is to your contributions. Together we shall crush the rebel scum once and for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mamba Mentality, for the super chat. He said, bro, I've been expecting Warriors complain to get minutes or to get rest because their style of play is unsustainable. That's a good point. Like soccer, right? When they flop. He said, yesterday proved me right. Refs should hit them with delays every 10 seconds they complain. That is, you know what? That is a very keen observation there, Mamba Mentality. And thank you so much for the love, brother. I appreciate it. You might be onto something. I'm going to have to pay closer attention to the next game, but you're right, man. All that energy they exert by grabbing, pushing, tugging, pulling, moving screens, everything they do, they probably have to get rest. And so just like soccer players who flap on the floor and roll around only to find out they're perfectly fine, maybe this is the Warriors' version of that. Maybe they are tacticians and looking to kill time. I never thought of that. Wow, that's very intelligent of you. I'm gonna have to look and see. But yeah, man, I don't like the flow of the game, the way they stopped for so long the game over and over because the Warriors want to muck it up. And they won at it. You know, I saw a play that was going viral today where Jimmy Butler chokes Dylan Brooks and throws him on the ground. Yes, Dylan flopped, but still, anybody else, that's a flagrant. Warriors didn't even get a foul call on them. So it is repulsive the way that they operate. And I think that's one of the main reasons nobody likes Golden State except Warrior fans. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Mamba. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And I got you guys covered year round, regardless of if the Lakers advance or not. I will be doing post games for some of the games, the really good ones. Some pre games for some of the really good ones. The finals, I got them covered from end to end. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. Also, I keep my ear low to the ground because the rumors are going to fly rampantly throughout the offseason. So we're already hearing stuff already. Matter of fact, who was it that said that the Lakers should look at trading for Giannis? So we starting these rumors already, fam. We starting it was Carlos Boozer. That's who. Yeah, Carlos Boozer was recently on ESPN, and he said Carlos Boozer says if Giannis wants to win, he should be teaming up with Luca and LA. Question is, will he request a trade because he's all about loyalty? I don't know if he will, but that's a real realistic possibility that could happen. I can see it happening for sure. They do that at least 4 times a game. Man, you're a keen observer, bro. That's a great observation. Yeah, we're going to have to look into that for sure. But back to the Lakers. Like I said, Carlos Boozer mentioning Giannis in LA. Look, if they lose tonight and they get eliminated, I think Giannis should ask out, to be honest. What has loyalty got people? Look, Dame stayed all those years in Portland, wasted away most of his prime years. And now who knows if he'll ever have a chance to compete. He just tore his ACL. He's going to be out for the rest of this year and maybe even most of next year. Loyalty is a two-way street, man. If the team isn't building consistent championships around a player like Giannis, then it isn't his right to try to exit to the left, right? And do not look back, Giannis. Do not look back, my friend, because I promise you, other teams are moving forward, man, while your Bucks are staying back. And maybe Giannis to LA. I mean, can you imagine Giannis with Luca and LeBron? That would be scary for everybody involved. But how much would we have to get the roster? Again, these are conversations we're going to have in the offseason because I believe this is going to be a very active Lakers offseason, especially, and God forbid, but especially if we lose on Wednesday. Or if we lose on the next day, what is it, Friday or Saturday we play again? If we don't at least force a 7-game series and win this series, I believe there will be some serious changes. I'm thinking even Rui might go. Maybe even Austin, as much as I love him. He might be next on the chopping block. Who knows? Anything is possible because when you have a player the magnitude of Luca, your priority now has to be to help him and LeBron compete for titles and extend them. I think this offseason, hopefully we get the extension, but Luca might sit and wait to see what the Lakers do this offseason. I think that's a real thing. And we're going to have all those discussions this summer. There's going to be videos right after the Lakers season. There's going to be videos with subsequent weeks and days. So stay tuned for all of that. But I love these conversations because they really, they're very valuable. The last year we had a conversation of, is this LeBron James and AD's last run? It felt like that to me after the last playoff run. And I guess I was right because he ended up getting traded halfway through the year the next year. So sometimes we have these conversations that they don't seem palpable, but guess what? It always comes back and, it rears its ugly head sometimes. Diehard says, like Kobe said, Warrior fans are just casual Laker fans, and they can keep them because we're diehards over here. Facts. Big facts. The Warriors didn't have a huge fan base till they started winning championships. That is by definition bandwagon. Okay. We are born and bred Laker fans, no matter what. And we're not jumping ship over here. Make sure you guys tap into playback, guys. If you guys want to see the Knicks game, I will have plenty of passes. Make sure you guys are there with the #1 community to watch games along. The Future Sports is on playback, so download the app. Thank you so much, Kimiko, for posting it. It's absolutely free. I do not charge to watch games, none of that. If you guys do want to donate and contribute, then I gladly accept that, but it's absolutely free, guys, and you get to watch along. It gets really hard when the Laker games come on because there's a lot of people there, but to get passes for everybody. But usually when it's a non-Laker game, there's plenty of passes to go around. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Kimiko. All right, let's have this discussion. It's a tough discussion, but it's a discussion that I've seen clips on the internet. They're talking about AntMan. Is he better than LeBron and Luca because he's having the more efficient series? All right, that is what they want to discuss. That is what I will address. Hell no, he's not. I love his game. Let me tell you something that hurts me about AntMan so much, okay? This is what hurts me about AntMan. His game reminds me so much of a young Kobe Bryant. I was blessed enough to watch his entire career. Not the polished version, but a young version. The one with the fro Kobe. Anthony Edwards, I know they say Michael Jordan. He reminds me so much of a young Kobe Bryant. And so I was thinking to myself that other night when they were beating us, man, is this how the opposition, the other fans from other teams felt when Kobe was killing them? Is this how helpless they felt? They kept switching on different defenders and different looks, and he kept making shots and making the right reads and passes and attacking the rim at the right times. Is this how helpless the opposition felt when Kobe Bryant, when we had him, a true killer? I think the answer to that is yes. You know what I mean? So it hurt me, man, to see a player that I've been a fan of since he's been in. And now I'm feeling the opposite end of that. Like, man, I can't be a fan of this guy no more. He's killing my favorite team. But I can respect his talent. And I'll tell you, Ant is very special. He always has been. One of the main reasons I didn't want us to face him is because I knew he had what it takes to compete in this series. And not only is he doing that, but he's exceeding expectations. Everybody, myself included, I still think the Lakers could win the series. But it takes one at a time, right? We start with Wednesday and we go from there. But everybody thought the Lakers it's going to be a cakewalk, except me. I knew it would be a dogfight. But everybody else thought it was going to be a cakewalk. All the experts picked us. Meanwhile, Ant, Julius, Naz Reid, all these guys were sitting at home just brewing up a storm because nobody picked them to win. And here they are. Here is that. That has culminated to this. And I say the same thing about the Knicks. I said there's dark horse teams in both the West and the East. My dark horse team in the West was the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's the one team I wanted to avoid. I told you guys before the series started. I told you guys, well, we're still trying to jockey for position. I was like, I hope we can avoid Minnesota. And here it is now. And it's full glory. And the Knicks, the same thing. I told you guys, I wasn't impressed by the regular season. I still think they're built for the playoffs. And look, they just went up 3-1 on the Detroit Pistons. I will be covering that series a little more extensively, depending on what happens here with the Lakers. But hopefully we can advance and both of my teams can move forward. But the Knicks have been very impressive in the first round. Even going on the road and winning games versus Detroit. That's been impressive. And so, I want the Knicks to put up a huge fight versus Boston. Of course, Orlando's still playing Boston, but we'll see what happens there. But, Minnesota has arrived. Anthony Edwards has arrived. That doesn't mean he's better than LeBron or Luca. Here's the thing. Luca has had the best scoring outburst this series. Right? In the first 4 games, he has had 30-plus, I think, in 3 of the 4. Right? So the best scorer in this series is Luca. LeBron has been the best player in the series because he's been playing both sides of the ball and putting us in positions to win. For me, it's on the coaching that we haven't been able to execute. But the way LeBron played the last 2 games, I felt like we should have been coming home 3-1 up on the series, not down 3-1. Right? And then, but I will say, I will give credit to Ant because Ant is stepping up in a series where we all thought he was going to be outmatched due to the firepower of Luka and LeBron. But you also have to give credit to his teammates, man. I said Julius Randle would be an X factor. Forget about the numbers. It's all about matchups. I knew Julius would give us fits. He has done that. He's been an X factor. Naz Reid would knock down big threes and he'll be a problem. He's been that. Heck, even Jaden McDaniels dropped a 30 ball on us. So they're flexing their depth, and their coach is trusting their depth, while our coach is just playing 6 to 7 man rotation. In the last game, only 5 in the second half. So I think that's the biggest difference. I don't want to get carried away with the AntMan stuff just because he's beating us, but is he a good player? Heck of a ball player. That's why I've always been a fan until now. But it's disappointing that the Lakers still haven't been able to pull that out. All right, guys, it is time to do our daily fantasy pick of the day. And today I'm going to go with Underdog. You guys know what it is. Promo code DTLF will give you guys that bonus on top of the free entry. Gives you one free entry plus a deposit bonus. All right, you guys want to tap in there. Make sure you get in on the action right now. I'm going to go lower on everything. Giannis elimination game, I still think he goes lower than 36. No surprise there. I had Indiana winning that series all along. Let's see what else. I'm going to go lower on a bunch because I've been going high on some, and then they end up failing me. So I'm going to go low today. How low can you go? Real low. Let's see. Kevin Porter Jr., I'm going to go lower. Jalen Brunson, I'm going to go lower. Cade Cunningham, I'm going to go lower. Although I think with Cade, I'm going to go lower on points, rebounds, and assists, even though he'll do everything to try to survive the series. Same thing for Cat. It's the playoffs. It's going to get scrappy. Got to go lower. I mean, I'm going to trust my gut here today. I'm going to go lower on a lot of these. Josh Hart, lower there. All right. That's going to be my entry for the day. And I'm going to do the flex entry too. I'm going to do the flex entry. Guys, that's the way we're going to roll today. All right, let's go ahead and do this this entry. It looks like the projections change all the time. But let's go ahead and submit this, man. Very easy to do. All you got to do is go higher or lower. There it is. Giannis, lower on points. Lower for KPJ. Lower for Jalen Brunson. Cade, lower. Carl, lower. And Josh Hart, lower. I'm going lower on all of them. And then I'm going to do a high-risk entry, too, just for you guys on the stream here. I'm going to do a high risk. I've been doing low-risk ones. Let's go high risk. I'm going to go higher on Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to go Kuzma been low-key kind of not that good, but I'm going to go higher today on Kuz. And I'm going to go higher on Nace. Nah, can't do that. Can't do that. Rebounds higher. Going to do Bobby Portis rebounds. I'm going to go higher there. Kevin Porter Jr. on assist. I'm going to go lower there. And then, again, I'm going to go lower on him. And I'm going to go lower on OG. There you go. That's going to be my next entry. This one's going to be a $5 entry, guys. And we're going to do the flex entry. And that could give us all the way up to, I'm going to do the straight entry. All right. That could give us $225. So that's how easy it is. Just lower, higher. Well, I'll fix the projections, but there you have it. Those are my entries for the day today, guys. Make sure you guys tap in with the promo. Same promo for Prize Picks. Promo code DTLF gets you guys that deposit match. No, actually, I'm sorry. The Prize Picks promo is a little different. It gets you $50 with just $5 to $10 first deposit in play. So make sure you guys tap in. All right. Did I miss anything? Let's see. Let's go look at the playoff bracket one more time. There you have it. There she is in all her glory. Playoffs have been entertaining. Even though it hasn't yielded the result I wanted, there's still hope for us, guys. Where there's a will, there's a way. We got to come home and protect this house. Okay, I'm still going to go with Lakers in 7 because I've always believed we were the better team. They just been coached better. That's the difference so far. That's why they're up 3-1. I'm going to go Lakers in 7 here. I'm going to go Warriors. I did mention how officiating would impact the series. If everything was officiated equally, I had Rockets. Unfortunately, it has not, and I did reserve the right to change my opinion. Warriors, all right, they're going to win this series probably in 6. I think the Rockets could win one more. Thunder have already advanced. You know what? I had the Clippers coming out of this series, but they're such choke artists that I wouldn't be surprised. This has been the coin flip series. Take your pick, chat. I think the Nuggets have a chance to advance now, but you never know. They also have Russell Westbrook. They won a game at the buzzer without him playing that game. Well, he caused them to lose a game. We'll see, TBD. But whoever wins this series doesn't matter because the Thunder are waiting and they look strong, okay? No surprises here. Boston will come out of this series probably in the next game, probably today. Hopefully, Orlando puts up a fight, though, just to get them a little tired. The Knicks will come out of this series in about 5 or 6. Very proud of the Knicks. They have shown exactly what I thought. They'd be a dark horse during the playoffs instead of the regular season. They're beating a really good Piston team right now, 3-1, and they're going to be battle tested for the Celtics. So I look forward to that series. I will probably cover every single game in that series. No surprises here either. I knew the Pacers would advance in this series. I knew the Cavs would advance in that series. I didn't watch a single game in either of those two series. Either of those two, because they were too predictable. So who you guys got, though? Let's see. My guy said, still confident we can win in 7 for sure. I'm confident, but I'm not confident anymore in the coach. He's going to have to show me that he can grow from it and get better from it, from his inabilities to coach, right? He's going to have to show me that. So I'm not too confident in that. I hope the Clippers lose. Me too, man. Those Clipper fans are in my mentions all the time. I would love for them to go home with an L today so they could just shh. Because they think one win is a championship, y'all. It's crazy. Let's see. Streets. What's up, fam? Good to see you, man. Long time no see. He said, I'm not too upset with the Lakers. This roster haven't been together long. Add a true ball handler, and you can break a defense down and a big, and we're good. Well, the true ball handler is Luca. And Austin is supposed to be a decent ball handler, but the pressure has gotten to him. Here's the thing. I think we need that big man so bad, bro. But you're right about that. I told you guys, regardless of whatever happened this year, we won this year because we got a megastar in the trade. Don't let the fanboys and the player fans try to dissuade you. We are winners in that sense, guys. We have traded for a megastar that shouldn't have been on the block, and we have made off like bandits because of it, and our future is set because of that. This is going to be our first official offseason where Luca is going to have a lot of say in it, just like LeBron, right? Because he's special, man, and we have to cater to him because we want him to sign that extension. He becomes priority number 1. This is the first time in LeBron's career that he's not priority number 1. Think about that. You know, LeBron's towards the tail end of his career. If we had to choose between LeBron and Luca, we're going to choose a younger player. Not saying we have to. I'm glad we don't. I think LeBron opts out and either takes a pay cut or I don't know what he does, but he's going to try to help this roster improve as well this offseason. There's a lot of dead spots not being used. I mean, Kleber hasn't even played a single game. I don't think he will anymore. Maxi Kleber, that is. Gabe, very tradable. He hasn't been an impact player at all. Vando, if he's not utilized, might as well trade him. That's a big contract you're just sitting on. Rui had a spectacular game, but for the right piece, like a Bam Adebayo, you can include him in the package. Same thing with Austin, as much as I hate to say that. Really, you want to build around Luca. You want to give him a lob threat big man, but I prefer a floor spacing big man. All right? But again, these are conversations we're going to have in the offseason. I'm not really going to get into that now because we still have a chance. As long as we have a chance, I don't give up, guys. All right. It is time to open up this wonderful package that my good friend Quincy, man. Shout out to Carson, California. All the way from out there, man. I grew up going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid in Carson, in that mall right there in Carson. Bro, so I love the city and I love my brother. And thank you so much, man. You have, for years, you've been blessing the kid, man. Last year, you hooked it up with some wonderful Laker tickets where, ironically, I got to see Luca and Kyrie on the Mavericks. And then Kyrie daggered my Lakers at the buzzer. So even though it was bittersweet, it was sweet just to be there for the experience. And then earlier, you sent me 2 phenomenal jerseys. I'm pretty sure this is a jersey. You told me you were sending me another jersey. So go ahead and open this up, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's see what's in here, y'all. See what's in here before we end this video real quick, man. Just another blessing from my good friend Quincy. Make sure there's nothing in here. Okay. All right. Bags on bags on bags, y'all. Let's see. All ready? Y'all ready? Hit the like button one time for my boy Quincy, man. Oh, yeah. Now, I know why he sent me this jersey, y'all. Oh, let me open this bag real quick. Oh, it's a Ziploc bag. Boom. Oh, that's a beautiful jersey, fam. I know why he sent me this jersey. Because I said I wasn't going to wear this. Because it was such a beautiful jersey. But it's the Mamba Edition Luca Doncic jersey, fam. And it is beautiful in all its glory, man. What a blessing, brother. Thank you so much again for making my year. And as you can see here, Bibby Go. Beautiful, man. The stitching, everything. The material feels amazing. I'll be wearing this one, man. He sent me this one just so I could wear it. Because the other one, I put it away in my closet, man, in my little zip bag. And, you know, that was that. But this one, absolute banger. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate you, man. The love is real. You guys have been blessing me for a long time, man. and I do appreciate it. Again, we just got the 26,000 subs, and what better way to celebrate it, man, than with you guys. And I will be wearing my Lucky Laker jacket tomorrow, man. I'm pulling it out of retirement. What's up, Tamika? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, hey, this is the best. This is absolutely my favorite jersey in the world, the Mamba Edition Laker jerseys. This is fire, y'all. This is absolute fire. We'll be rocking this out now. Thank you, brother. Again, from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot. Shout out to Quincy and his beautiful family. Legacy Builders, go check them out on YouTube, man, and all that good stuff, man. Much love. Thank you, Kimiko. All right, any final comments, questions, concerns? Let me know, chat. I'm here for you guys. One at a time. I agree with you. King Mondragon. King Mondragon. That's a funny name. One game at a time. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, fam. I promise you. It is not over yet, man. It's just the beginning. I can't get over how beautiful this jersey is. It's not over yet. Lakers got to take it one game at a time. We have a great chance of winning here at home. We've been a much better home team than we have been a road team. But for one thing is the Lakers have to play with pride. They have to play with passion. They have to play with the love for the game. And they cannot go out like some suckers. No more gentlemen sweeps, please. At the bare minimum, I'm asking for one more win. Bare minimum. The maximum I'm asking for, 3 more wins in a row. We can do it. We've been on 8-game win streaks. Lakers just start clicking. We can figure things out. Unfortunately, though, the coaching for now has lost some confidence from me. So I'm not sure if we're going to get out coached again, because that could be the ball game right there on tomorrow. So hopefully our coaching steps up and is able to utilize the best tools that it has at its disposal. I'm talking about Vando. I'm talking about Goodwin. Heck, throw out some Dalton. He might help us with some of that scoring punch with some floor spacing. Maybe it opens everything up because they want to jam-pack the paint so we don't get in there, penetrate, and finish. All right, so let's see. I mean, you got to be creative as a head coach and get the most out of everyone. He said, if we lose, it's fine. We finna have an incomplete roster. For me, losing is never fine. It's championship or bust every year for the Lakers. That's just the standard. However, we did take a major win this year, and that's just the fact that we traded for Luca without giving up Austin. That gives us a lot of flexibility, whether we keep both of them and build around the fringes with LeBron, or whether we, make a real big blockbuster. One more, maybe. Imagine Giannis is a Laker or Bam Adebayo or a player of that magnitude. That would be scary, ladies and gentlemen. That would be scary for the league for sure. I hope we can win, please, Lakers. Me too, man. Me too. But again, that's going to wrap it up for me here, guys, on another episode of NBA Weekly. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe if you already have not. Share the video, all that good stuff. From the bottom of my heart, man, I thank my brother Quincy for this masterpiece right here. Absolute masterpiece of a jersey that I will be wearing often. And I'm glad you sent me another one. You didn't have to, brother, but I'm glad you did, because now I can wear this one while saving the other one as a collectible. You're the man, brother. You are the man. And major shout out to Kimmy Goat, who's always here running the streets, running the wonderful airways of DTLF and making sure everything is, doing some phenomenal things. Alicia says, if I can see the Lakers defense when the Lakers won those 8 games in a row, the Lakers can come back from 1-3. Exactly. And by the way, LeBron's one of the few players that has done that ever. So can he do it again? Yes. No, it was a Luca Doncic jersey. Luca Doncic. Again, major shout out to my sponsorship, Prize Picks and Underdog. Make sure you guys tap in with promo code DTLF. And of course, major shout out to my brother Q. And I will see you guys on the next one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Games available on playback, starting with the Knicks game. Tap in early. Get your VIP pass. Watch along with the best community. And I will be on live later on to watch that Clippers versus the Nuggets with you guys. The hate watch is activated, baby. Thank you so much, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.